There was a whole lot of truth being spilled this evening.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Pose. This is season 1. This is episode 6. And like I said, there was a whole lot of truth being told. And it was truth that people weren't so much ready for. That's life. Angel and Patty, they sat down, honey, face to face. Stands 2 women, baby, and they went back and forth. Well, what is it that he likes about you, and this, that, thing, and the other. I mean, all of this, and it was so crazy because Angel was really cool, because she's young. She's young, and she would definitely not be able to handle conversation the same way that someone my age would be able to handle it. But then at the same time, Patty is young. She's a young, married, Caucasian woman. You know what I mean? And definitely a real woman of my age would have handled that situation differently. So seeing these 2 young women really tackling this, it was different. It was different. There was a lot of immaturity in it. Some of it, there was some carelessness in what was being said and how it was being said, because some questions I just probably wouldn't have answered. Like, bitch, I'm not answering that. You know what I mean? And Angel was really open to really everything that Patty wanted to know until she got to the whole fact that she had a penis. And she told her, I don't believe you. I want to see it. And she said, well, there's just some things that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to degrade myself by showing you what's in between my legs. I've told you that I still have it, that I'm not a full transsexual, that I'm pre-op transsexual. And she's telling her, and that's, girl, you're too beautiful, bitch. I don't believe you. And my husband, he is not gay. So he's fucking you because you a bitch just like I'm a bitch. That's it. And she's giving her, no, sweetie, I'm not. I have a piece of candy, honey, and your man likes snacking on it. And I'm like, see, again, that's that young thing. That's, women of an older age bracket wouldn't have been going there with each other. You know what I mean? But it was what it was. Patty was really comfortable with the conversation until I got to that pay, honey, that dick threw a whole monkey wrench in the whole shit. And she asked her, are you going to leave him? And she says, I'm a mother before I'm a wife. Which meant, no, bitch, I ain't leaving my husband. He's going to raise these goddamn kids. I'm not going nowhere. It is what it is. Now, they didn't go, because see, I was waiting on that second part of the conversation. I was waiting on the other part of the conversation where Patty tells her, no, I'm not leaving, bitch, but you are. Bitch, you gonna stay out of our shit. That's the part I was waiting on. I was like, oh. So that was that. And that's what she told her, and they were really honest with each other. And I think they both got some clarity on things and some clarity on Stan. Just a little bit. But once that ding dong came into play, honey, Patty had to get on up out of there, baby. She couldn't take it. So she runs on out of there. She went and seen her doctor, and she basically told her doctor, she went and she had herself tested for everything, and she wanted to get an AIDS test. He didn't even want to test her for HIV. And when she kept on insisting, she asked, could you just do it? And he asked her, so who stepped out? You or Stan? Because I know at this point, for you to be asking me all this, somebody stepped out. And it was Stan, and there was a lot of unanswered questions, and he was given this, the doctor was given So he said, I'm going to do this off the record because, you know, you'll be flagged by the insurance company because, you know, still they were still flagging people and judging and you know that whole unfair practice was going on behind the scenes at that point still because we're still talking 1988 at this point I believe is where we're at and she tested negative. She did test negative. Patty later on ambushes Stan and takes him to a psychologist and they're in there. They've ambushed him. And Patty tells him, I know what's going on. I've been to 2 sessions already. Stan's like, well, wait a minute. 2 sessions about what? I know what you've been doing. I know about the apartment. I know about all of that. I know that she's a hooker. And I know that she's a transsexual. And I know what you've been doing. And what you're going to do is you're going to move into the apartment. I'm going to stay with the kids. We're going to tell them that you're working out of town. You're going to take care of me. You're going to take care of them kids. And you take your ass over there until I figure this all out and what I want to do with you. And then on the other side, why her? Why her? What is it that you wanted with her? What's wrong with you? Are you a homosexual? And then the bitch threw that old thing out there. Did something happen to you when you were a child? Sweetie, everybody who's homosexual didn't have something happen to them when they were a child. Some of us just are. A whole lot of us just are. And Stan literally had a moment. He ended up breaking down. You know, it was like it's there. It just is what it is at this point, and you just had to go with it. And he broke down. Um, and she gave him all the information. He had all the information, where the information came from, and all of that. He goes back to work. He goes into the office, and they were dead smack in the middle of Trump Tower in the office, and he just jumped on that goddamn mat, baby, and they got to fighting. And the bad part is that Stan can't whoop Matt. So that was the bad part, because I wrote, you know, of course we were like, I wanted Stan to kick Matt's ass. I wanted him to kick a goddamn wishbone out of Matt's ass, but he couldn't whoop him. And Matt is so arrogant. And he told him, I covered for you, and I did this for you, and I did that for you. Oh, he just beat Stan's ass, bloodied his nose and shit, and talked shit to him, and told him, I'll take your wife. I want Stan to you stay away from my wife, and this, that, thing, and the other. A mess. A whole mess. And the thing is, I don't believe that Matt actually knows that Angel is a transsexual. I think Matt is still under the impression, because he would have blasted him with that. But I think he's under the impression that she's just a woman. She's just an extra woman that Stan was messing with. And he told him, I don't know why you hate me so much. I didn't do anything to you. He told him, I don't even care enough about you to hate you. And that was like the truth. He's just literally, he's jealous. He is jealous of him, and he sees him as a threat. And that was a mouthful. I don't even care enough about you to hate you. That's deep, ain't it? Don't care enough about you to hate you, you motherfucker. I can't move you. You can't move a mountain. I can't move you. So I'm just going to make you miserable while you're here. You know, that kind of thing. I said, wow, that's odd. So that's where that whole little situation was. We'll talk about Stan in his little situation in a little bit. Pray tell. Pray tell's tripping. He's going through. Costas is doing really bad. He's doing real bad. His health is really failing. The reality of it all is really coming down, and Pray Tell's going through. And the ballroom is about sick of Pray Tell shit because he's going like he's doing a lot of drinking. He's doing a lot of drinking, and they are doing their categories and stuff. And the House of Evangelista was fussing. Well, a lot of the ballroom kids were fussing. Why in the hell does he keep on playing this song? Because it is the commentator that runs everything. They are the ones who keeps things going, and they say what song is being played and all that. And well, Pray Tell was playing Love is the Message, which is the goddamn jam. But I can imagine that Love is the Message was about getting on their damn nerves for every category. Um, and I'm like, I said, oh my God. I was trying to think how that would actually be to go through a whole ball, like 2, 3 balls, where nothing's being played but Love is the Message. And then I love the song. I said, child, I know for old where they was probably getting it, burn up, getting it, honey. But then you'd be like, child, okay, love is the message, love is the message. Okay, child, look. And that's what they was given. And Baby Pray Tell was reading the kids. So after this one particular ball was over, Blanca invites Pray Tell over to the house, and it's going to be an intervention. And they're saying, girl, we don't know what's going on. We don't know. You just seem like kind of mean. Like you're like kind of mean with your reads. And then it's this love is the message is like killing us. Well, baby, let me tell you something. Why they try to do an intervention on that mean little queen, honey? That damn Pray Tell sat back in that chair, honey, and when I tell you he read the House of Evangelista and Blanca from the ceiling to the foundation of the building, baby. He went round the room, and you bitch, and you bitch, and you too whore, and you bitch, and you little one, honey, bitch. And he just went around the room and got them all together. You hear me? Together. Don't come for me, honey. I run things. I say what's going on, honey. And who do you think you are to question me, honey? Any of you, honey. And then told Blanca, and are you serious, bitch? All of the talks we've had, all of the secrets that we've shared, bitch. And you could have did this in private, bitch. You sit me down here in front of this room of young nobodies, bitch. You all get me and think y'all gonna sit down and get me together, bitch? I don't even think so. He was just as drunk, honey. He told them, fuck y'all, honey, and stay out of my fucking business. Took his old drunk ass, honey, and staggered on down the hall, honey, and left. I said, girl, he did not just come in here and let you all have it. And then left. And he was just as out of order. He was just as mean to the kids. And they was all like, trying to pop, y'all know I love Poppy, honey. Poppy gonna say, well, that went well. And I was like, yeah, Blanca, you should have known. You should have known. But then we seen what was actually going on. You know, the whole thing with Costas was really, it was bad. So then there was this exchange with a nurse. She's real cool. She's like she's like a fag hag. And she was real cool with the hospital, and she'd go back and forth with Pray Tell. She's real quick, just like him. She kept calling him Mary Tyler Moore. She said, you're the one. He said, why is it always so drab in here? You know, it's the colors, it's all drab, and it's not all that clean and everything. She's like, honey, we're understaffed, and we're pulling too much time, and we don't really have time, and then we don't have any budget down here, honey, to try to make it pretty. You're the one who's supposed to be a designer, honey, Mary Tyler Moore, honey. Why don't you take some initiative and try to brighten things up? And he said, okay, bitch. Thanks for throwing out an idea, bitch, but I didn't ask you nothing, bitch. And he walked on out of there. And then he came up with the idea to actually do basically a showcase for the patients of that facility. And I was like, here we go. Because again, this is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we did back then, and now still, whenever things need brightened up, they go to the drag queens, they go to the performers, they go to the creative people who are in our community, to the people who make pretty. And we are the ones who are the first, we're the first people that you see when it comes time to raise money, when it comes time to make things move and make the real world pay attention. We are the ones who do that. It's always been that way. And this is no different. And Pray Tell's like, well, thanks for the idea, bitch. And that's what he did. He had actually told Blanca, I want you to sing because I know that you can sing. I want you to come and I want you to sing. Well, there was this whole other little situation that was going on. There's this little cute little brown skinned boy named Darius. And Darius is a morsel, honey. He's cute and he's dark, and yeah, Darius was that dude. And he was macking Blanca, honey. And she finally was listening, and she was like, okay, well, you haven't been on any dates and haven't done anything, and all of that. He made her feel like a woman, and I was laughing at her. And she's like, because first she was kind of like, yeah, boy, whatever, get out of my face, whatever. And told him there's plenty of other girls that are more real than me and all of that. Why are you, messing with me? And we soon found out. We soon found out. But it really gave her, she had gotten excited when she finally did decide to go on a date with him. She's going to go get her little outfit, honey, and she was giving, man, I feel like a woman. She was, she was feeling all right, honey. So she got in the store, honey, and the other girls who are a little more real than her, you get in there and you got Miss Candy, her, and Miss Lulu, and a child. The cashier was Miss Jiggly Caliente. For those of you who watch Drag Race who know Miss Jiggly Caliente, y'all know she's a trans woman now too. Jiggly's not a drag queen anymore. Jiggly's a trans woman, and she looks really, really good. In the midst of her transition, Miss Jiggly looks good, honey. But they were all in there, and they got to talking, baby. Yeah, there are girls who are more real and all of that than Blanca. And the reason why Darius had gotten to Blanca, because he's been through the rest of them. He's fucked them all, honey. And they were giving, oh yes, honey. Darius, you talking about Darius, honey? Oh yes, Darius. I mean, all of them. Every last one of them girls had him, honey. I said, oh, mess, honey. So her little fellas was kind of hurt, and it was like, girl, don't worry about it, honey. Ain't no thing. And they're like, child, that's all big dick Darius. Ain't a big thing, girl. It is what it is. Well, she had ended up agreeing to go on a date with him, and it was the same date as the thing for Pray Tell. So that was it. That's the last we've seen that. Let's go over to the actual event. We go to the event. That damn Pray Tell opens up the event and he sings. God damn it. And I mean that Billy Porter. Billy Porter. Pittsburgh's own Billy Porter, honey. Our Billy Porter sang the hell out of Donny Hathaway's song, For All We Know, sang the place to the ground. You hear me? Sang down. And when he says, thank you, this, that, the other. It was just like a few people in this one ward. They're all there, and the people were clapping, and they were having themselves a good time. There's something that just wasn't happening. Nothing was happening. Nobody ever comes through to make their day, and I thought this was like brilliant, and it was excellent. And Blanca comes in. And it was just right at a point where Pray Tell was getting ready to get very emotional. And y'all know I had already started the floodgates for him, honey. And Blanca came in, and she started to sing Home. And in the midst of her singing Home, she looks over, she sees a girl, a trans girl, and you can tell that she recognized the girl. And she's looking at her and seeing the effects. And I guess she recognized her, but it took a minute because she's looking at how she used to look and now how the disease had beat her down so bad. And it took her aback, caught her eye, made her stall. And then Pray Tell actually got up to the mic with her, and he picked up where Blanca had gotten stuck, and then they finished the song together and just tore that. The finish, honey, was a big finish, honey. They tore that, honey, and I was getting, ooh. And I do believe, that the girl, the trans girl playing the part, was Isis. I think it was Isis, actually, from America's Next Top Model, or Isis, is the girl that was actually playing that girl. And if it wasn't her, she looks a whole lot like her. But I think that was Miss Isis. But they had the makeup on her done so well. She was, she was in a full blown AIDS stage, so she was really beat down because Isis is very pretty. But I think that was Isis. Anyway, so she was doing a good job. All the actors and actresses did a pretty good job here, except for Dominique. Some days Dominique, honey, but she plays Miss Electra, which is over top anyway. But whatever. Um, and that was that. So that went down. Then there was a scene where Costas actually told Pray Tell, "This is what I need you to do for me. I need you to promise me that when I go, that you're going to move on because I'm going to go. I am not going to ever leave this hospital. I know that. You know that. When I go, I want you to cry your ass off and carry on and feel bad and all of that. I want you to do all that. But I want you to do it for one day. And then after that, it's done. Let it go. I want you to take, after that, I want you to live however much time you have left. And I want you to live it to the fullest." He said, "Because I know that you're infected with the virus. I know that you're sick. I can look in, I see the fear in your eyes when you look at me, that you know that you are going down this same road. I know." And baby, that's when Pray Tell finally, the light came on and he broke down. He finally broke all the way down, and accepted his truth and was able to let that go. And he got it. Like you could see his wheels spinning. He got it. He got it. So he slacked off all that drinking and all of that, and everything was cool. He's all right. He's all right. So then we go from there. Cause I was like all I was like, come on, y'all got to switch gears because y'all got me all messed up right now. So we left there and we go to a ball. We're at a ball, baby, and the category is Butch Queen realness. Baby, Poppy hit the floor. I said, "Come on, Poppy, with your cute little self." Poppy lit the floor up. You hear me? And won grand prize. Tore it up. I said, "All right, Poppy." So Poppy won, and then Pray Tell was like, "Switch the music, honey." And they were like, "What? What? No more love is the message, honey." And he gave them, "Turn on Miss Ross, honey." And they gave I'm coming out. And the kids was just as happy, honey. I just laughed at that. I said, "Child, they was so sick of going down that damn love is the message road with Pray Tell." I laughed so hard. So that's the best. So that was that. That's the last thing we seen there. And then the very last thing that we actually dealt with and we saw was Miss Angel pumping the work. She's pumping. She gets the work to the peep show. And when she goes into her booth and then her booth comes up, Stan is standing there. He has this black eye, and I was like, okay. So listen to what I'm going to say to you kids. Listen. We've been through 6 episodes, and we've shed some tears, we've had some laughs, and we've popped, dipped, and we done all that. The one thing that we haven't done, we have not explored the dynamic of what it's like to lose a member of a house. You understand? We've not touched that. And I know, Ryan Murphy, I know how you do things. I know how you do things. And I know we're getting ready to approach that. I really believe, I don't know for a fact, but I really believe we're getting ready to indulge in that area of trouble inside of the house. And I believe we're going to actually explore loss in the house. So we're going to play around with this in these comments this week. until we get till next week's episode. I'm going to give you two. I have a feeling that we're going to lose a house member next week. And I have a feeling that it's going to be either Poppy or Angel. I'm really leaning more toward it being Poppy. I think something's getting ready to happen to Poppy. I think something's getting ready to happen to Poppy, but it could very well be Angel because when the curtain went up and Stan is standing there looking goofy as hell with Angel, I was saying he's lost everything for the most part. He's been exposed, he's been embarrassed, he's in a state of shock and disbelief and just confusion and conflama. And I was saying, Stan, you had better not hurt Angel. Do you understand me? Because everything does go back to Angel. Angel, his whole involvement with Angel has basically ruined his life at this point. You better not do nothing to Angel. But I was looking, I said, okay, I'm talking about Ryan Murphy. And thinking the way I think. Because the way I think, if I was writing it, when the curtain went up, he would have shot the shit out of her. He would have shot her right up. Just right there. Just would have shot her up. But I didn't write this. We're dealing with the world of Ryan Murphy. And if it was American Horror Story, he probably would have chopped her up. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. This is going to be interesting to read these comments this week. You guys tell me what you all think is going to happen. Do you think that we're actually going to lose a cast member? Or do you think I'm jumping the gun or being a little morbid? I'm going to be interested to see what you guys have to say. Until next week, this has been Pose, Season 1, Episode 6. I will talk to you guys soon. Later. See you in the comments.